Resentment is a sneaky emotion that may start from a genuine anger, hurtful feelings, disappointment. That is feelings or situations or emotions that, if you want to take it in the real context or in the real sense of it, it has some sense. But when you continue feeling these weeks, months, or even years after the original hurt, then something is wrong. Yes, you are bearing crushes. Something is wrong. Hello, beautiful people. Thanks for coming again to Epossi Tips channel. Today is something wonderful. But if you're here and you've not yet subscribed to my channel, you just said let you pass by and see this girl's face. What are you waiting for? Subscribe. Watch this video till the end, like the video, leave your comments on the comment section, share your experiences with us and what you think about resentment. Yes, because today's topic is about resentment. Guys, resentment is usually considered like drinking poison and expecting another person to die. How logic is that? Yes, no matter how awful or how sneaky resentment is, it also has its feelings of feeling good. Yes, I know you guys will say, but drinking poison and expecting someone to die, does it have feelings of goodness? Yes, it does. Why I say it does, when you feel like you're the victim, when you victimize yourself, when you say they did that to me, they hurt me, they deceived me, they disappointed me, you are not feeling that hurt. That's why you're drinking poison and killing your own self, but you're expecting others to die. That's you're blaming them. You're pushing all the blames, all the anger, all the attitude, the torture. You're giving it to them and expecting that they will actually feel it, whereas you're harboring it in you. Resentment, when you make yourself the victim or you victimize yourself, you feel some sort of happiness. But my sister or my brother watching this video right now, I want to tell you that resentment or grudges do not help you. Resentment fosters conflicts, distrust, and at times enmity. It damages the relationship with our loved ones, with our friends, with our family members, with our partners, and at times even our children. Yes, the inability to look through or look within ourselves is one of the reasons we bear grudges against people. That is, you don't look within you and even find a little bit of fault in you. It's all about them. And when all of this starts happening, you start listing out people from your life. You can bear with me that there are so many people you've listed out of your life because of resentment. Yes, there are so many people you've actually cast out of your life. You've told yourself, I'm not going to talk to them anymore. You don't call them anymore because of resentment, because of grudges, because of one thing or the other they did that you could not let go. You can't even look within you to see that you maybe have triggered this situation. It's all about them. Resolving or releasing resentment doesn't mean that you're going to solve all the problems you have with the close ones or the people you've listed out of your life, but simply it helps you cultivate a healthy life. It helps you cultivate or build a trustful and positive relationship with your friends, your loved ones, and even strangers alike. Yes, when you bear grudges against a person, for example, you can continue those grudges of yours till the next generation as per that person. It starts being generational crushes. Why? Or resentment. Why? Look for a way to release yourself from this resentment, to live a healthier life, because you are killing yourself slowly inside. And in today's video, I'm going to tell you one or two signs of resentment where you are bearing grudges. What are those signs you start feeling in you? How do you feel the discomfort you feel when you're actually bearing grudges or you have resentment for someone. So just stay tuned, watch this video to the end, and we're going to suggest 1 or 2 ways to release yourself from resentment. So please do not leave the video. One of the signs of resentment is living in the past. That's reliving the past. Reliving it. Yes, that's just one of the signs. That is, you keep asking yourself, you keep thinking, you keep talking about this particular incident that happened. You tell yourself, had it been you had done this, something else would have been the result or the outcome. Had it been you had been the person in that position that the other person was, you would have done better. You would have even done best than whosoever is in that position. There are certain failures that you experience in your life. You can't just let go. You keep on thinking about it. My dear, you can't change the past. You can't change the past. The deed has been done. The more you think about it, the more you keep on reliving this past, the more attention you give to it. And the more it sticks, the more it embeds itself in your life, the more it embeds yourself in your psychology, the more it embeds yourself in your mind, and making it more difficult to let go, increasing the level of resentment. You can't change the past. You have to know that already. You can't change the past. Let go. Do not waste so much time on something that has happened already. So reliving in the past is just one of the signs of resentment. And I know you're doing it. I am doing it. And I know it's difficult, yet we have to look for a way to stop living in the past. Another beautiful sign of resentment is the tunnel vision. Yes, resentment is painful. It's difficult to bear. And it's triggered by anything that has something to do with that person we feel resentment for. That is, you can be in the presence of that person that you have this resentment for. The person can talk from now to tomorrow, you will not listen because you are filled up, you have mixed feelings like, should I tell this person what I have inside of me? This person is saying all of this. He doesn't know that I don't care. He doesn't know that he have hurt me. He can't say this. He can't say that. I can't take it. That is within you. You have mixed feelings. It has triggered a lot of things. And you are not even listening to who or to what that person is talking about. Yes. At times, a person can even change the topic, go and change his dresses, go and do 1 or 2 different things. You will not even listen because practically you have removed that person from your world, whereas you are standing in the presence of that person. It happens with colleagues. You're in the office, you have some resentment with another colleague, and the colleague comes and starts talking to you, and you bear deaf ears. Don't pay attention to what that person is saying, and that person will speak and speak and speak and finally leave you. You were not paying a single attention. It happens even with siblings back home. You have one resentment with your brother or your sister, and your brother is talking, your brother is saying something, or your sister is saying something to you. You barely listen because you've paid deaf ears to that person. You don't want to listen what that person is. It happens between parents and children. Children to give deaf ears to their parents. Parents to give deaf ears to their children. Maybe because of 1 or 2 resentment they are feeling towards one another. It happens even with husband and wives. You hurt your wife, you come back and you're talking, barely she listening to you. You will shout her name before she responds to you. Or the same goes to the husband. The husband comes back from work, he sits in the parlor, you're explaining to him how your day went, barely is even listening to you. You will even get up and go and sleep. He will not recognize that you've gotten up from there. Actually, you have to let go. Yeah. Another vital sign of resentment is fatigue. You can bear with me that resentment is heavy. So many people have described resentment as being heavy. Literally, you feel way down. You don't feel yourself. You are down. You are not happy. It feels like some kind of psychological log you're carrying on your head. you are down. Your morale is down. You see some people having one or two brushes with your partners, and they can't even smile. They can't pretend. They can't camouflage. They are down. Yes, resentment is heavy. Although there are some people that have been carrying these grudges and resentment for so many years, so much that it has become part of them. They don't recognize the weight of it anymore in their lives. Even though it's embedded right deep in, but there is still a weight. But they have been living with grudges for so many years. That's why you see some people having hatred for one another till they die, because they have carried this lock, this psychological lock, and it has become part and parcel of them. Another beautiful point is hypercriticism. You can criticize. Yes, I know I've been there now. I'm and I'm still going through one or two situations. You can criticize the person you're having this resentment for a year. You won't get tired. You start seeing your colleague as being lazy. Whatever the colleague is supposed to do, that colleague is not doing. Whatever that colleague's, in fact, from the what the colleague says, you are just why is this one saying like this? Why is he not saying like this? He doesn't even know how to spell his own name. You can see the situation you're putting yourself into because of resentment. Hyper criticism. Partners at home, you realize that you murmur one or two words when your partner speaks to you, especially when you have unresolved conflicts in the house. You are bearing one or two small grudges and it's not yet resolved, and when the partner speaks, you murmur things. She's too lazy, she's nags, she does not even know how to cook. This food, there's over salt. This one, the pepper is too much. See, small money I asked him to give me now, he cannot give me. His mates are doing that, he can't do it. You murmur. Even the children with their parents, your father will say go and do this, you say this is my father, he's over disturbing. That's how he did the other day. So you notice that you are murmuring. Hyper criticism. You will criticize every single thing that person says. It's just one of the signs of resentment. Another beautiful sign of resentment is defensiveness. You are defensive of everything, every single thing. How is your hair like this? And because don't just try me, it's because the hair is like that. They want to tell you anything. You are very defensive. You're already at the point. It's just like you are like a lion with your claws already like this, ready to attack. Like someone told you that something bad was going to happen to you. You are ready to defend yourself every single time, which is not normal. You can't keep on defending yourself about everything. That is, you accuse people, and when they want to put the blames on you or they want to make you see reasons, you defend yourself. Even when you know you're wrong, you defend yourself. So guys, these are some of the signs of resentment. We are going to talk about some ways to release resentment. Yes. And just one of them is to live in the present. Remember, I told you that one of the signs of resentment is living or reliving the past, right? So one of the ways to release resentment is living in the present. I know it's difficult, like I told you before. You can't change the past. You can't change it. Yes, so what you have to do is to learn to let go of the past. Learn to forget of those situations, of those scenarios, of those incidents. Let me take an example for you. Let's say we have a bucket and we are collecting every single thing we see by our roadside. You pass, you see pear, you pick. You see any fruits, you pick. You see trousers, dresses, you pick. You put, and your bucket is full. And now you go at the top. You keep on going, but you meet something you truly need. Now there is no space in your bucket. What will you do? That is why I say don't pick everything. Let go of the past. You can't change it. Live in the present. I know somehow you must be hurt, you must have these hurtful feelings, disappointment, yes, but while you're going, you will see that some of those things you actually have as resentment are not necessary. What do? You go into your bucket and you take them off so you can put new ones. You can regenerate healthier relationship and friendship. So one of the ways to release yourself from resentment is living in the present. Another one is expectations. You have to reduce your expectations. We are so focused on you wanting this to be this way, you wanting that to be this way. If you do it your own way, everything will be perfect. I am one of these people that have to apply this expectation. You believe that if you do it, it will be perfect than the way others will do it. You have to accept that others too know what to do. Yes. Do not higher your expectations. Do not take your expectations higher than what it can go. Do not overplace expectations for yourself. Yes, because these expectations, not all will be met. And if it's somebody that was supposed to meet up with those expectations and the person do not meet up with the expectation, you will feel a great disappointment. And probably you will start having grudges or resentment for this person. So do not higher your expectations. Another important way of releasing resentment is by expecting and accepting mistakes. You have to recognize that in this life, not everything can be as white as snow. You have to expect mistakes. You have to expect them and accept them, that mistakes will come in one way or the other, from you, from others. Just know that if there is this thing that this person didn't do well, probably if you had done it yourself, you would have had one or two mistakes too. So if it comes from that person, accept it. When you're giving out work to others, you have to expect that there must be one or two mistakes, the same way you can make mistakes for the things you do by yourself. So you have to accept and expect mistakes. Another vital point to release resentment is to question your story. I know, like I said, we don't have the time to think or to glance or to go through our thoughts, to go through our stories. So we believe it's always the others that are wrong. So take time to question the story you have. Maybe the version of the story you have is not actually the true version. So you bear grudges against people, you have resentment for people, for stories that are not the truth. Remember, there are so many situations you have been keeping wrong stories in your mind. And when you actually question that story or you ask one or two questions, you notice that what you actually have in your mind, that is not actually how it happened. So you have to question the story to know which part is hidden from you. Question is, you are not always perfect and you will not always be correct at all times. So you have to question the story you have. If actually you actually are 100% correct or the story you have is just the truth. Another point I want to give as the last point to release resentment is taking responsibility. No matter how you see it, be it bearing resentment or not, maybe because of one or two failures, the outcome of it, you have to accept it. And releasing it, take releasing resentment as one of your things you have to do. You have to be responsible of wanting to release yourself from resentment, because remember, I said you feel fatigue. It's heavy, although there's some people carrying it for years and they practically don't feel the weight. But I'm telling you now that you should take it as a responsibility to forgive people. Take it as a responsibility to live in the present. Take it as a responsibility to release resentment. You're going to live a healthy life. You're going to live healthier. You know, there are certain situations in life that we found ourselves that we don't want to talk to one or two persons. Even the partners at home don't want to collaborate with one another because of one unresolved or two unresolved conflicts, but the moment they speak out and they make peace, you feel light. So you have to take it upon you as a responsibility to not bear grudges, to not have resentment for others. You have to learn to live in the present. You have to expect and accept mistakes. So guys, this will wrap around up my video. If you're here and you've not yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? Do want to subscribe to Epossi Tips channel. Do not forget to like this video, leave your comments in the comment section. Of course, if you have a story to share with us, do want to share with us, and I'll see you on my next video. As of now, I'm out. Ciao.